Hey there, welcome to day 1277 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar corporate world of business over a quarter century in corporate America, working for some of the coolest companies in the world. Actually, they're actually global organizations, as well as some of the biggest family-owned companies as well. In addition to that, 47, going on really 48 years in different industries, different businesses that I owned or was a primary of or a principal founder or creator of. And lots of different industries, at least 27 different businesses and industries in the offline world. And a couple of years ago, I had the opportunity to move to the online world. Part of my divorce and all that stuff that nobody cares about except me, and I don't really even care about it anymore, was the reason that I jumped into the internet, the online world. I was curious. I'd been curious about it since the beginning of the internet. I mean, I was around. Most of my education, my formal education, and most of my experience was before the internet even existed. Well, once the internet came around, I'll be honest, I was with those people that are like, okay, this is awesome because of my engineering scientific background. I love the access to all the information. But in the early days, in the beginning, nobody really knew if it would become more. And I think very few people imagined what the internet has become and how dependent we are on this global network of information and access and connectivity. But that was my excuse for not getting involved early on. And then it was my motivation for getting involved a couple of years ago, because I knew I was old enough that I didn't really want to go back and keep doing what I'd been doing, or, after I divested my businesses with the ex-husband, I didn't really necessarily want to be involved in real estate anymore or in specific manufacturing types of organizations. And I always wanted to have a big online component. And as it was becoming more and more important, I just had other priorities and other interests and didn't get involved in it to the extent that I could have and should have, and wish that I would have now, knowing what I know now. So now I made the switch to the online world for a couple of years. And now in 2020 and 2021, I'm switching back and adding in more physical brick and mortar type of businesses to my portfolio, or my multiple streams of income per se, because I think it's important. I think that 2020 has taught us as a nation, I live here in the United States, we need to continue to be independent in certain areas or aspects of our existence, not dependent on the rest of the world. And so I think that manufacturing is a strong part of that, a big piece of that. Having the ability to create our own goods and services and needs and meet those needs it's imperative. It's changed. Being global has changed the face of how we do things. And some of those things, like any other change, are positive, some are not so positive. And some definitely have us feeling like we're over a barrel because we don't have access to things that we've taken for granted that we always have access to. I think we saw that with the shortages during the COVID pandemic and the restriction of our freedoms and our movement. And some of those things are absolutely positively unacceptable, in my opinion, of course. And others, we're going to have to play the part that's important for us to play in order to live the life that we want to live. I'll leave it at that. It's up to each of us to define what that means for us. But it isn't sitting back and watching the news, God forbid. It isn't doing nothing. It isn't watching as craziness goes on around us, because that's how our communities and our world gets taken over by bad elements and elements that we don't want controlling us. I think gangs. Gangs are one of those things that we could have had a think tank on and taken care of a long, long time ago, but people are afraid. Gangs represent a very small percentage of the population, yet they terrorize the majority of the population in some way, shape, or form. Mostly just mentally they terrorize us. We're more afraid of them than they actually have an impact on our lives. The same is true of a lot of other elements that we don't want to have be a part of our lives. At least I don't want to have them be a part of my life. Off topic. So our idiom today was think tank, doing leadership idioms for the majority of the month of July as part of the Supersize Your Business group. And so today our topic was think tanks. Think tanks, of course, came from the military jargon during World War II as a place to plan and strategize pretty much safely. And then they were added to the private sector and to organizations, and mostly nonprofit organizations in the United States in the 1960s, where they were a group of people brought together to talk about a policy, an issue, a topic, a scientific problem, or something that needed a solution, that needed a diverse group of people from different industries and backgrounds to come together and come up with ideas to help solve that particular issue or problem. I think we could use some think tanks in the world right now that aren't motivated by personal gain, that are actually for making the world a better place. So think tanks was our idiom today. We talked about that, what it means, where it comes from, and how you might use it to grow and build your business. Now, think tanks and masterminds, people might confuse the two, but to me, masterminds are for the people that are in the mastermind group and the benefit of them and their organizations more than to make the world a better place. Now, some of those people might have as part of their purpose and mission to make the world a better place. Think tanks, on the other hand, their underlying purpose and mission and reason for existing is to make the world a better place. So that's how I see the difference in the two. So that was our idiom for today for Supersize Your Business. You can always find those on the Supersize Your Business Facebook page. I think we've done over 1,000 of them now. We've talked about 1,000 in English idioms, what they mean, where they come from, and how might you use them in your business to supersize and grow it as well as your life. Our annual challenge this year is to do one thing every day that centers you or us or me and you. And today was about colors, which came from Winston Churchill. Now, Winston Churchill has a lot of different quotes and things he's famous for saying that surprise me often, because there's such a diversity in the topics that he talked about. And this one was about colors and how colors make us feel, right? Because everything has the ability, we have an automatic reaction to everything that we're exposed to in our life. Colors are no differently. We feel different about green than we do about yellow, than we do about, let's see if I got something, red, than we do about all the different colors. I actually have rainbow colors. My granddaughter drew a little picture cat for her, a rainbow cat for her mom, the other day with her 50-pack of double chip feathered paintbrush-like markers, which are totally cool. My son got them for her. They're just amazing. I want to play with them, but coloring is not my strong suit these days. So I talked today about color and the importance of color and how colors make us feel. And I asked everybody to just share their favorite color. So if you want to share your favorite color here, I would love to hear it. My favorite color for the longest time has been peach. Peach roses was my favorite, which is where I came up with peach was my favorite color. And I like the whole family of peaches and corals in those colors. I wear them often, not a lot, but often. I've decided after my days in corporate America, where I was expected to wear the uniform, meaning navy blue suit, white shirt, maybe you could mix it up with a red tie once in a while if you're really doing something important. But basically, navy blue suit. And once in a great while, you could sneak in black. And if you were really brave, you could, on a Friday, wear a brown suit. Not very often. Brown was frowned upon. So, navy, navy, navy. And I got sick of having a closet that was full of navy clothes. And so when I left corporate America, actually even before I left corporate America, I was sort of a rebel in my in some of my other corporate roles, and I wore whatever I wanted. Within a professional, expected to show up as format. I had actually a closet full of rainbow colored business suits. It was really fun. And it was fun to show up and be different colored and be colorful. And I guess I like to think I have a colorful personality. Other people would call it other things, but that was one of my things at the later parts of my corporate career. So color it's fun and it's important, and it makes us feel different ways. If I wanted to feel powerful, I would put on a bright, attention-getting, strong colored suit. If I wanted to just blend in with everybody else, I would wear a navy blue or a black suit and just blend in with everybody else, because that's what everybody else was always wearing. So color, we can use it to make us feel better, make us feel stronger, make us feel any way we want to feel. And so it's important to know that color also impacts other people. And just because one color might make you feel strong, it might actually have a negative effect on another person. Red is an example of that. Red might make you feel strong and powerful and confident, but red might say to other people, stop. Stop what you're doing. Not necessarily stop and pay attention. It might just be stop, warning, don't do it. Same with orange and things. Okay, I digress. Get Up and Go Challenge is starting in just a couple of days. Free 30-day Get Up and Go Challenge to teach folks how to make change and challenges and handling them as easy and automatic as breathing. I guess that's it in a nutshell, what we do during that challenge. And we get together for 10 minutes a day, and we learn a tool that we can apply right now to make our life better. We practice that tool. We have a topic all in 10 minutes, and then an action item. So you're assigned homework. You go, you do the action item, which will take you 10 minutes or less in addition to the 10 minutes of the lesson every day to actually apply and do and use the tool and test it out for yourself. So you can find out if it works for you or not, because of all the tools we share, there's bound to be a couple that you're not comfortable with or just don't work for you at all. Or, heaven forbid, what if you've heard of them before or been exposed to a tool before? Then my question is always, well, are you using it? Have you tried it in your life? Have you tried to make it work in your life? I would say millions and millions of people have been exposed to the internet and social media and the power of social media. Billions of people, as a matter of fact. But do they use it in positive ways in their life to make their life better and the world a better place? Or do they not use it, or do they not use it consistently, or do they use it wrong? Because a lot of people use the internet wrong. I think probably the whole dark web things and that, and pornography and things, to me, that is all absolutely positively not only illegal, immoral, unethical, but wrong. So do you use it, and do you use it in the right ways? So anything can be a tool. A pen can be a tool, but you can use it wrong. You can use a pen to write and to capture information and do all kinds of positive things in your life. But you also use a pen to stab yourself in the head or somebody else. So are we using the tool in the way it's meant to be used? And are we tweaking it and making it work for us? That's part of the challenge as well. So I would love to invite anybody who's interested. Not anybody. It's not for anybody. My one qualifier today was, do you think for yourself? Are you willing to think for yourself and ask questions about yourself? Because I think that's an important component for being part of the challenge. If you are 100% closed off, don't want to change anything, don't want to think, just want to hide in a corner and watch CNN and hide and not do anything, then the Get Up and Go Challenge is not going to be for you. You're not going to gain anything from it. You absolutely could, but you're not going to, because you're not even going to be open to even think about the possibility of getting up and moving, getting up and going. And so you got to be able to think for yourself. Not always, because guess what? I don't even always think for myself, right? None of us do. We are the products of all of the experiences we've had up until this point. But we can always change and decide right now, oh, okay, well, I haven't thought for myself for 20 minutes in my past 61 years. But today, starting today, I'm going to think for myself with respect to just even one thing. You start out small and you build up, and that's how we get momentum. All right, that's what I've got going on. Get Up and Go Challenge, Supersize Your Business, Daily Idiom, Annual Challenge to do one all about you, to get to know yourself better, and me to get to know myself better, and what centers us and makes us feel the best, right? Because we only do things when they feel right for us. We only do something or change or do something differently when we're acted upon on an outside force that really forces us to do something different or change. Think COVID-19. How many people changed their life in 2020 because of the COVID-19 pandemic? I would say billions of people did, including me. And I was pretty comfortable and set up for an independent type of living situation. And even I had to change and adapt and morph and do things differently and look at things differently. We all did. All right, that's all I've got today. Go out. If you have any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, have an absolutely fantastic day.